Good morning students. Today we read class 10 science chapter 12, that is electricity. Nowadays every person needs electricity. This electricity helps to run every instruments. It lights up the street, home, etc. So it has a huge uses in our daily life. So we read all about the electricity here. First, we discuss about the electric charge, types of electric charge, then conductors and insulators, electric potential difference, then relation between electric current and potential difference. All these points we will discuss here. First, electricity. It is of two types. First one is static electricity, another one is dynamic electricity. Static electricity means the electricity which cannot be transmitted from one point to another point. That is static electricity. It always is stationary. Like the electricity which is occurring the rubbing of ebonite rod on cat skin. When ebonite rod rubs on cat skin, then both the ebonite rod and the cat skin get charged there, and they will attract the opposite charge as well as the neutral object. Such type of electricity is called static electricity. Another one is dynamic electricity. The electricity which can be transmitted from one point to another point through a conducting wire. That is dynamic electricity. Next, we will discuss about dynamic electricity, how it is created and how it is transmitted. It is taken a battery. It is the positive terminal. This one is negative terminal. Two terminals are there, positive and negative terminal. This side of this terminal is called negative terminal because they are present more number of negative charge here. But it is called electron. Electrons are called negative charge. They carry negative charge. So if more number of electrons are there, then this side or this terminal is said to be negative terminal. But here, less number of electrons are present here, so it contains less negative charge, by which it becomes positive terminal. If more number of electrons are there, then it becomes negative. If less number of electrons are there, then it becomes positive. We use less or more. It is compared with the positive charge. Positive charge, that is proton. Proton is considered as carrying positive charge, whereas electron carry negative charge. If we compare electron and proton, more number of proton, that is less number of electron, which is present in this positive charge. If it is connected both positive and negative through a conducting wire, then the electron starts to move from this negative end towards the positive end. The electrons try to pass from this negative terminal towards the positive terminal through the conducting wire, and the current forms. In this case, is said to be electronic current here. The current forms by moving electrons from negative terminal to positive terminal is called electronic current, and the charge moves from positive to negative terminal. That the charge moves from the positive to negative terminal. That is called electric current. Two types of current are there, electronic and electric. Negative to positive electronic and positive to negative flowing of electron is called charge. When electrons flow from one point to another point, we say it is charge. So each electron and each proton can carry some charge. Like one electron can carry charge about 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Coulomb is the unit of charge. One electron or one proton both carry same charge, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. In this way, if we count that 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons, if this number of electrons combine, then they will give 1 coulomb charge. Next we discuss about the property of charge. Here, like charge and unlike charge. If two charges are there which are like means similar charge, either positive or negative. Like charge, they will repel each other. If two like charge come in contact, then they will repel, but unlike charge will attract each other. It is similar to that of the pole of magnet. The like charge repel each other and unlike charge attract each other. In case of static electricity, when glass rod rubbed with silk cloth, then the glass rod becomes positive and silk cloth becomes negative. If we rub two glass rods with silk cloth and they come in contact both the glass rod towards each other, both glass rod will contain same charge, that is positive charge. We observe both glass rod will repel there. They will repel with each other. That is like charge repel with each other. Next we will discuss about conductor and insulator. The materials which can conduct, which allow to pass the electricity through it, that is called conductor. If an object or any material which allows electricity to pass through it, that is called conductor. But some of materials have more conductor and some have less conductor, and some are least conductor also. And insulator means the materials which do not allow electricity to pass through, that is called insulator. But in a universe, nothing is there, that is called absolute insulator. In case of conductor, materials conduct electricity only due to the less resistance. If the material oppose, then the amount of electricity will reduce for transmission. Like if a material is here, if it is provided some electricity, then this electricity will be carried by the particles present here. Some of the electricity is used to move the particles from one point towards another point, and the rest amount of electric energy will be transmitted here. If the particles need more energy for transmission, then less electricity will be transmitted. If the particles need less energy for transmission, then more electricity will be conducted. On this basis, different materials have different arrangement of their particles, by which some will transmit less amount of electricity and some will transmit more amount of electricity. The opposing of the particles or the reducing of this electricity which is going to transmitted, that property is called resistance. But in case of insulator, the resistance force of the material is maximum, by which when you provide electricity to the material, then the electricity cannot transmit from one point to another point. It depends upon the resistance. If resistance is less, then electricity can be transmitted through the material. Best conductor of the electricity is considered silver. Silver is considered as the best conductor of electricity, and for insulator, the best insulator is rubber. It is the best insulator, that is rubber. But we can't see any material is there which is absolute insulator. Nothing is there. Whether we say through this material electricity will not or never pass. Next, electric potential. The amount of work done to move one positive charge or one unit positive charge from infinity to a given point is said to be electric potential of that point. Right? If we want to find electric potential of point A, then it is defined as the amount of work, how much work it is done to move a unit positive charge from infinity to the given point. The amount of work done is said to be electric potential of this point. Its unit is volt. 1 volt means if it needs 1 joule of work to move a unit positive charge from infinity to a given point, then the electric potential of that point is said to be 1 volt. If 1 joule of work is needed to move, then the electric potential of the point is said to be 1 volt. Next, potential difference. Potential difference, it is the difference between the 2 points about the electric potential of both the points. That is potential difference. The amount of work is done to move unit positive charge from one point to another point is said to be potential difference between the points. Like A and B are 2 points, and the amount of work is done to move one unit positive charge from one point to another point is said to be potential difference between the points. This potential difference has also the unit volt. This potential difference is measured. It is measured by voltmeter. It is an instrument which is connected parallel in the circuit, voltmeter. This instrument used to measure the potential difference between any two terminals or between any two points here. Next, electric current. Electric current means the flow of electric charge, that is called electron, in a conductor. Conductor, that means any conducting materials like metal wires. This flow of electric charge in a conductor is called electric current. SI unit of this electric current is ampere. SI unit is ampere. It is denoted by in 1 ampere. If 1 coulomb of charge is flowed in 1 second, then the electric current is said to be 1 ampere. 1 ampere is denoted or is defined as 1 coulomb of charge flow in 1 second. That electric current is equal to charge by time. Electric current is charge by time, that is charge Q by T. Electric current is denoted by capital I. I is equal to Q by T. When 1 coulomb of charge is flowed through a conducting wire in 1 second, then the amount of electric current is said to be 1 ampere, which is flowed in the circuit or that conducting wire. This electric current is measured by an instrument that is called a meter. A meter is an instrument which measures the amount of electric current that passes through a conducting wire. This ammeter is connected series connection in the circuit. Electric circuit. A continuous conducting path consists of wires and other resistances like bulb, electric heater, etc. and switch between two terminals of a cell or battery or any source of electricity along with an electric current flow, that is called circuit. This electric circuit can be represented with a diagram, that is called circuit diagram. It is the shorthand representation of electric circuit in terms of the symbols of the electrical components attached in the circuit, that is called circuit diagram. Next, we will discuss about Ohm's law. At a constant temperature, the current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across its ends. When the temperature is constant, then how much electric current will pass through a conducting wire is directly proportional to the potential difference between both the ends of the conductor. Let a conductor AB is there. If the potential difference between the points or ends A and B is more, then more amount of electric current will pass through this conductor. If the potential difference between both the ends A and B is less, then less amount of electricity will pass through this conductor. But it needs a constant temperature there. If temperature will change, the resistance of the conductor will change, by which the amount of electricity that will flow through this conductor will change here. But at constant temperature, the potential difference and electric current both becomes directly proportional to each other. V is proportional to I. Then V will be equal with Ri, where R is proportionality constant. Or it is called resistance of the material. This R is also called resistance of the material. P is equal to IR. Here V is equal to IR. It is the relation between potential difference and electric current. This resistance it is a property of the material which opposes the flow of electricity that pass through the material. When electricity try to pass through any material, then resistance of the material will oppose its motion. So some materials have less resistance, some materials have more resistance. This resistance of the material are affected or depends upon the length of conducting wire, next area of cross section, next temperature, next nature of material, this resistance of material depends upon length, area of cross section, temperature and nature of material. If length of a conductor will increase, the resistance of the material also increase. If we take a short length of conducting wire, then the resistance will decrease there and more amount of electric energy will be transmitted. If the length is more, when it is transmitted for a long distance, then more amount of electric energy will be used there. It reduces the electric energy that causes, and we say the resistance is more. If length increases, resistance will increase. If length decreases, resistance will decrease. Length and resistance both are directly proportional to each other. Here, resistance and length both are directly proportional to each other. Next, area of cross section. Area of cross section means the thickness of the conducting wire. If the thickness of conducting wire is more, it offers less amount of resistance in the conductor. So area of cross section and resistance both are inversely proportional. Resistance and area of cross section are inversely proportional to each other. Temperature. If temperature increases, the resistance will decrease. If temperature increases, resistance will increase. If temperature decreases, resistance will decrease. This resistance and temperature both are directly proportional. And nature of material, it is fixed for a certain material. If we take any certain metal, then it is observed there is a fixed resistance. Even if it is 1 gram or 1 kg or any amount, the resistance of that material remains same. That is called nature of material, or it is called resistivity of the material also. It is fixed. So when we compare these two relations, resistance and length, resistance and area of cross section, here this resistance is directly proportional to length by area of cross section. And this resistance R is equal with rho L by A. This rho is called nature of material or resistivity. It is used as proportionality constant and it is known as resistivity of the material. So rho equal to R A by L. If any material of length 1 meter having cross section 1 meter square and the resistance 1 ohm, then amount of this resistivity is said to be 1 ohm meter. 1 ohm meter is the unit of resistivity, and unit of resistance is ohm. Unit of resistance is ohm and unit of resistivity is ohm meter. Combination of resistances. We combine the resistances in two different ways, that is parallel and series. Parallel connection and series connection. In parallel connection, the resistances are connected with two fixed points. All the resistances are connected with two fixed points. But in series connection, the resistances or the resistors are connected end to end. Here, let 2 points A and B are here, but the resistors are R1, R2 and R3. All the resistors are connected with these two fixed points A and B. But if such R1, R2 and R3 are connected in this way, like end to end, it is R1, R2, R3. We say this type of connection is called series connection. This connection is called parallel connection. This connection is called series connection. If the resistors are connected in parallel and let one of the resistor will not work here, then other resistors will not be affected by the working of these resistors. But in this case, if any one of the resistors will stop working, then other resistors also will not work here. In this case, same amount of current will flow through each of the resistors, but here different amount of electric current will flow through each of the resistors. Like when we provide electric current, then maximum current will pass through the first resistors. These resistors will use some of the electric energy, and the remaining energy moves to the second resistor here. After using in first resistor, it moves to second resistors. Then in second resistors, it is used some electric energy, and the remaining will come to third resistor, in which the amount of electric energy will decrease when it is transmitted from one resistor to another resistor. But here, in every resistor, they will obtain electric energy from the same source. So equal amount of electric energy will pass through each of the resistors here. Next, different current will flow in this parallel connection, but same current will flow in series connection. Different current, like here this current is I1, this current is I2, this current is I3. Different currents will pass through each of the resistors in parallel connection, but here only one current will flow, that is I. Only one current will flow through each of the resistors. Next, we can connect switches distinctly for each of the resistors in this parallel connection, but it is not possible in series connection. They all will be turned on or turned off at the same switch. The resultant of the resistances for each of the resistors, the resultant resistance is low, but here it is more. The resistance is calculated as R1 plus R2 plus R3 like this. But here resistance is calculated the reciprocal in the form of reciprocal, that is 1 by R is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. In this way we calculate the total resistance in the circuit, but in series connection total resistance of the circuit will be obtained by adding all the resistances directly. Resistances are connected in the circuit R1, R2, R3, R4 and R5. All these resistances are connected with a battery of 6 volt and through this switch A and an emitter is attached. We have to find the reading of emitter. How much current will flow through this circuit? That is the reading of emitter. We have to find the amount of current which will flow in the circuit. So first, the relation between this potential difference, resistance and electric current, that is V is equal to I into R. Here V is equal to I. It is known 6 volt for this potential difference. We have to find this electric current which will flow through this circuit and resistance. We have to find the total resistance in the circuit where 5 resistances are connected with different connections. So first we have to find the total resistance of the circuit. To find total resistance, we have to identify which resistors are connected in which manner, like R1, R2, R3. These are 3 resistors connected with parallel connection. Whereas R4 and R5 are connected. First, we have to find the resultant of these 3 resistors. Then we will add this R4 and R5 with the resultant of these 3 because they all become in series connection. So first for R1, R2 and R3, total resistance R P because they are in parallel connection. That is total resistance for the above resistors. So 1 by RP is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R2. This equal to R1 is given as 1 ohm, R2 given as 2 ohm, and R3 given as 2 ohm. So 1 by RP is 1 by 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. The LCM is 2. It becomes 2 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. This 4 by 2 is 2. 1 by RP is 2. Then RP will be 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5 ohm. Here total resistance of these 3 resistors is 0.5 ohm. Next, this 0.5 ohm, this total resistance and R4 and R5 all are in series connection here. So total resistance in the circuit is equal to 0.5 plus R4 that is 1 plus R5 that is 3 equal to 4.5 ohm. Now we got the value of R 4.5 and this potential difference is given as 6 volt. So current which will flow through this circuit or the reading of this emitter I becomes equal to V by R. This equal to 6 by 4.5. I calculate here 60 by 45. That is 4 by 3, which is equal to 1.33 ampere. Approximately that 1.33 ampere current will flow through this circuit here.